If I had $1 for every time one of my clients or even just colleagues tell me, I feel like I should be using social media, but I don't know what to say, your girl would never have to work again. But I understand exactly what they mean. Sometimes it can feel challenging to come up with new and insightful things to say on social media to attract the right customers and clients to your business. But come on in, because today I'm going to give you some really simple strategies that will help you get the clients and the customers that you need in your business without having to spend all day and all night online. I am super excited to have you here because I am all about helping people have a high quality of life and a business that they love. And this is a strategy that will help you get both. Now, most of us like playing around on social media. We can scroll for hours on end and it's kind of relaxing and entertaining and all of that. But social media is a great way to grow a business that will allow you to thrive if you know how to use it. But for a lot of people, the idea of what do I post is so overwhelming that they literally just post nothing. And you cannot get paid if you are not being seen. So this is all about how to create content that will allow you to stand out in the eyes of your ideal client. Now, the first thing that I want to do is I want to tell you that while this is business and we are talking about making money, I still want you to actually enjoy what you're doing. So don't try to overcomplicate this. Don't try to make it so rigid and formatted that you don't have any fun with it. The same way you approach your social media for entertainment and love and light, that's oftentimes how your customers and clients are approaching it too. So you want to make sure that you're bringing that energy of, hey, I just want to go out there and serve and give value and enjoy what I'm doing, because that will come across in your content. So take a breath and let's dive right in. The first thing and the most important thing is to know who you want to be talking to online. There are millions, maybe even billions of people online, depending on what platform you're using, who are actively consuming content on a daily basis. You don't want to talk to all of them, however, and you don't want to have all of them be your client, but you do have a very specific population of people who you want to see you, connect with you, resonate with you, and ultimately hire you and get you paid. You are responsible for knowing who that person is. And I would really encourage you to get crystal clear on who that person is. That means, who is this one person that I want to see me, know me, like me, and trust me? When you have that person at the top of your mind, when you get ready to say something online, to put out a piece of content, you have to ask yourself, would this person resonate with what I'm about to say? Would they care? Would they like? Would they scroll? Would they comment? What would they do? How would they react to it? If it wouldn't get a reaction out of them, it is not worth posting. But if you don't know if it will get a reaction out of them, that's your first problem. So you want to get crystal clear on your perfect 10 customer. And you know, your girl is always thinking about you. So I have a little gift below this video, which is called a Perfect 10 Customer Worksheet. It's completely free, and it will help you identify who is your perfect 10. Now, the truth of the matter is, of all the people who are going to watch this video, chances are none of you have the exact same perfect 10 customer. And that's okay. And you may not even get all perfect 10 customers who say, hey, I want to work with you. You might get some 7s, some 8s, some 9s. That's okay too. But you just want to make sure that you're crystal clear about who you're trying to attract, because this is a business you are building that I want you to enjoy. I don't want you to just be getting all kinds of clients that you hate working with. I want you to have the kind of people that you love, that are exciting for you to jump in to do the work. Now, once you know who your perfect 10 customer is, the great thing about that is you're going to know where that person is hanging out. Are they on TikTok? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Pinterest? Are they on all of them? Now, a little bit of a word of caution here. I repeat, I do not want you attempting to put out content everywhere. You are not Gary V. You do not have the time, the intentionality, or the interest really in putting out 1,000 pieces of content every month. So here's what I do want you to do. I want you to get comfortable putting out a couple of good flagship pieces of content and repurposing them as you are able. My preference, obviously, is video, because here you are seeing me on video. But one of the things that I really love doing is putting out a piece of long form video content and then pulling out just a few little clips from that long form content to share snippets on other pieces of social media. You might see this video on YouTube, and then you'll see another clip of it on Instagram or TikTok. That doesn't mean that I'm working more than once. Now, the right platform is going to be the right platform for you and your customer. So chances are your customer is going to have one or two platforms that they're using pretty frequently. Let me give you an example. If you are, say, selling t-shirts, chances are you should be on TikTok or maybe even Instagram, because those are very visual platforms that people are making kind of quick and snap decisions about those type of purchases. But let's say that you are looking to get consulting clients, or you want to have somebody hire you as their personal coach or their therapist. People are more likely to make those type of decisions on YouTube or LinkedIn. So you want to make sure you've got the right connection between your perfect customer, the product or service that you are selling, and where they would generally be functioning if they were going to be making a purchase for that. So now we know who we're talking to, and we also know where we're talking to them. So you're starting to think about, okay, well, what kind of content am I going to produce? Now, the first thing that you should understand is that there are different methods or kind of modes of content. So you've got something like a static post, you've got video posts, you've got kind of like combination posts where it's like highly edited. When you're thinking about what's going to be best for your audience, I want you to think about these two things. What is the simplest, easiest format for them to consume the information that I can give them? Make it as simple and easy as possible. And then I want you to think, what is the simplest, easiest content that I can be consistent with delivering? Sometimes some of my most popular videos are the ones that were the quickest and easiest to actually create and maybe have little to no editing at all. So you don't have to spend hours or thousands of dollars having a perfectly polished video to have it actually get some traction, and more importantly, to get you some clients and customers in your business. So don't overthink it, and don't worry about whether or not every single thing is perfect. I guarantee you, the more content you produce, the better you will become. And I'll guarantee you this other piece. You can absolutely get customers and clients even when your content is not perfect. As a little tip, I want you to, as you're scrolling through social media, kind of keep your eyes open to what draws your attention in. If you are similar to your perfect customer that you want to be attracting, if you have similarities to them, pay attention to what draws in your eye, what makes you stop the scroll, what makes you watch a couple times, what activates you to click a link. I have a folder on all of my social media platforms where I can save or favorite of things that it's like, hey, I want to, put my own spin on this, or I want to reproduce this in some way because this was a great trend or a great idea. Those kind of things are a great place to give you a little bit of inspiration when you're feeling not so creative. So now let's talk about the dreaded question of, I don't know what to say when I get ready to produce my content. I am so fortunate that I get to work with coaches and counselors and consultants who are passionate and talented and skilled, and they have so much knowledge and expertise. If we're just having a conversation, it's just flowing out of them. But the second I say, I want you to make a video for social media, they're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what happens when we turn on the camera and we're talking to ourselves. It's like everything feels so much more complicated. Right now, I'm gonna give you a few techniques to make it a little bit simpler for you. Like I said, approach this the same way you would approach anything you're doing. Love and light, enjoying what you're doing, giving value, helping people, and don't overthink it. Okay, first tip. I want you to interview yourself. Now, this sounds a little bit crazy, but hear me out. Let's pretend that you have been selected for an amazing podcast, and they just sent you a list of 50 questions, and you are going to answer these questions with your perfect 10 customer in mind. So you're not necessarily telling the perfect 10 customer what they want to hear, but you are assuming that you have a full audience of your perfect 10 customers. How can you stand out and make sure that they see you as a solution to their problem? What questions are you routinely asked on a daily basis by the public when people say like, hey, what do you do for a living? And you tell them what is their next question that they ask you. Those are the kind of questions that you can answer on social media, generally in a minute or 2 minutes. If you're not sure where to start, I want you to pull up your favorite AI tool, maybe ChatGPT or A Pro, and I want you to use this prompt. I am a fill in the blank with what you are, and I want to pretend that I am being interviewed on a podcast that appeals to my target customer, who is, and then fill in the blank. Can you ask me 25 questions that a podcast interviewer might ask me so that I can answer in a way that would make me stand out to my clients? Now, whatever AI tool you are using will give you 25 questions, and I want you to just make a point every day to answer one of those questions on video. Here's a few questions that might come up for you. What inspired you to start your business? How did your personal background make you perfectly suited for the work that you do right now? What's a pivotal moment in your personal or professional life that helps you show up better for your clients? How can someone work with you? What do you do on a daily basis to make sure that you're mentally prepared for the work that you do? Those are the kind of questions that if you take 1 minute to answer on video, they will help people know, like, and trust you. And if you sandwich that answer between a hook and a call to action, you have created a perfect piece of content to call your clients into working with you. Because I work with coaches and counselors and consultants all the time who are working directly in client work, I know that y'all are running around dropping mics on a daily basis, giving people meaningful nuggets, words of inspiration, words of encouragement, words of motivation. It's just kind of naturally what you do. When we sit down and we have conversations, my clients are always saying things and I'm like, girl, that right there is a video. But so often, because this comes so naturally for us, we overestimate how important things have to be in order to be meaningful online. So as you are doing your notes, after you've had a session, after you've had a client conversation, I want you to take just a couple of minutes and jot down 1 or 2 notes, 1 or 2 kind of bullet points or meaningful moments from that session, and keep that in your social media inspiration file. Either take a moment real quick and just record a video about something you just said, or just kind of put it to the side and use it for future reference. Now, obviously, don't use any identifying information for your client, but very often what resonates with one client in session will resonate online as well. Next tip, if you say like, hey, I don't even have that much of an audience, I don't have that many people following me, I don't know if it's even gonna matter what I'm posting, here's what I want you to do. I want you to kind of hack somebody else's audience. Now, I don't want you going on to other people's posts and trying to steal their customers, but here's what I want you to do. In general, I want you to do a little social media recon. I want you to do a little research, okay? I want you to find out who is currently standing out online in the space that you're in. Who is inspirational, motivational? Who are people following? Who are your existing clients? Who are they following online? Who are they paying attention to? When you figure out who that is, because you know your perfect 10 customer, when you figure out who they are paying attention to online, I want you to go over and check out what they're posting and look in the comments. In general, there's going to be things that people are saying or questions that people are asking. That is primo content for you to produce. So let's say that you are specifically looking to work with clients who are navigating divorce, whether it be co-parenting, dating, or just kind of healing from the stress of an unhealthy or a broken relationship. And you notice in the comments, a common question is, how do I know I'm ready to start dating? You might make a video on 3 ways to know you're ready to date, or 3 reasons you might want to wait to date, or 3 questions to ask yourself before you're ready to date. All of those are all basically the same thing, just information about how to know and when to know and whether or not you should. But when you pull it directly from the comments, you know that this is exactly what people are asking for, and it's going to be more likely to connect with them online. So this next tip is one that I maybe should have started with, which is to use Google. Right now, honestly, I probably search on TikTok more than I do Google, but honestly, whether you're looking on Google or YouTube or Pinterest on TikTok, any of these places are going to have something called a predictive search engine, which means as you start typing a particular word, it's going to give you additional words or phrases that will go along with what you're saying. So if you were to say how to start, it might say how to start a business, how to start a company, how to start a YouTube channel. So you look for the phrases that are relevant to your perfect 10 customer. And a little bonus tip for you is, rather than producing multiple pieces of content, I want you to get into the habit of repurposing the content that you create. For example, this video that I'm producing today could be a video post. It could be a blog post when I put up the transcript. It could be a white paper or a guide that I make into a little bit of an ebook. I could clip it up with Opus clips and turn it into TikTok videos or Instagram reels. You don't have to produce hours of content on end. You just have to make sure that the content you produce is high quality because it's completely targeted to the customer that you want to serve. So we have covered so much in this video. So we have covered so much amazing content today. We have talked about how to find the right customer for you, how to make sure that you are where they want to be, how you're producing content that will connect with them so they can know, like, and trust you. So you are going to get more traffic because you're going to be more consistent. But here's the thing. I want you to make sure that some of these people who you're going to connect with online are not necessarily going to become your one-on-one clients or hire you a large consulting contract. But there are dozens of ways that you can monetize this new content and this traffic that you are having. And I want to help you do that. So I have opened up my calendar for a few spots for people who are really serious about monetizing this content, using their social media for more than entertainment, and growing multiple streams of income from the business that they already have. And if that is something that you are interested in, I want you to click the link around the description of this video and sign up for my discovery call. There's only a few spots available each month, and I would love to help you have a personalized plan to get yourself up and running, monetize on all this, because you are doing too much important work to not be getting paid like you are. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and check the link in the description box. And before we go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment to let me know something that was helpful for you today, or maybe even a link to your social media so I can check out what big things you got going on.